Alrighty, so if you've made it this far, you've exhibited some sort of interest, minor it may be, but some kind of interest in this motorcycle. It's a 2001 Suzuki Marauder VZ800. 2001 Suzuki Marauder VZ800. It's been a real solid bike for me. I bought it myself about 3-4 years ago. I did a couple of things to it, the basic maintenance stuff. It's had its oil changes. Every time it's been out in the rain, it's had its chain serviced. I bought a new chain and put it on there. About, I don't know, 2-3 years ago, right very soon after I got it, it was starting to give, so I got a new one. It's been a solid motorcycle for me. Just time to, I suppose, move on from it. Think about maybe getting a new one, take the money and run. I've got a new house over there, and that's been sinking a lot of my money into it. So if I can move it along to somebody that rides a little bit more often than I do, I sure would be happy about that. I suppose I'll start with the negatives on it. There's not a ton. Most of it's very minor stuff. And then I'll talk about some of the good things about it. One thing I did want to mention right off the bat, I'm not sure if you can see it, but on the exhaust pipes, it's very hard to see, but there are some very small specks of rust that have been showing up on it. A lot of that stuff that you can probably see might be smudges, but there's a couple of little rust spots on there. I consider it to be, I don't know, really minor. You can't see it terribly well unless you're up close on a sunny day. But that's something that I figured that I should mention in full disclosure. Another thing that I wanted to mention would be right up here on the gas tank, there are a couple of very small nicks, and actually that may even be some kind of sap that's dripped onto it. I'm not completely sure. But then right down here is where it's the worst. Once again, pretty minor, pretty small, I think. On the underside, you can't see it terribly well unless you're looking for it. That's from when my keys, before I put this quick disconnect thing on it, those keys, when I was cruising down the highway, would fly up and nick up the gas tank. So as soon as I noticed it was doing that, I made sure to get one of these on there. So you can carry it around, clip it off, plug in your key, and you're good to go. The last thing as far as negatives that I wanted to mention would be the in the front shocks here, there is a seal that holds some hydraulic fluid in there that has started to leak a little bit, and the forks drip a little bit of hydraulic fluid down the fork. It's something that hasn't been terribly bad, but I suppose that, once again, I'll mention it. It would be probably a good idea. I've ridden it without that. Without servicing it, and it's been riding fine. There's still some shocks in there that do the trick as far as is keeping you safe on the road. But other than that, the bike is in very, very good shape. Once again, the chain's been serviced. It's been winterized. It's been kept inside, covered, fogged cylinders. Battery's been pulled. In the exhaust pipe, I've put some old T-shirts and some cotton to keep any condensation from working its way up into the pipes and causing problems in there. But if it's a little bit smudgy, I apologize. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. I've been cleaning it up today. So there's a few more things I'm going to do to it. Obviously, I'm going to wax down the chain again. But that's about it for the negatives. As far as the pros, the 800 cc engine that Suzuki makes has been, and the reason I picked up this bike in the first place is because it's a very reliable engine. It's bulletproof. It has 19,000 miles on it. I bought it at about 13,700. So I've put, I suppose, around 5,000 miles on it. Without any problems over the course of a couple of summers. And it's been a very, very solid bike for me. It has a little bit more of a raked out feel to it. It's not a chopper necessarily, but it does feel pretty good. You're definitely leaned back a little bit more than some other bikes. Part of that is the aftermarket forward controls on it. These forward controls move the controls out about, I think it's a 3-inch rake. So that's one aftermarket part. Another thing would be aftermarket grips over here. These are aftermarket. The windshield, between the windshield and the mounting brackets, that was about a $300 purchase that I put on there as well. The sissy bar is an aftermarket part. And the big reason that I wanted to make a video as opposed to just taking pictures and telling you about it is because of the pipes that are on it. They sound very, very good. And everyone says my motorcycle sounds better than the rest. And I'm sure that you do have a really cool sounding bike. But that being said, I think that mine is pretty cool sounding. And I wanted to show you that today. So let me put the camera down, and hopefully I can get this on tape a little bit. I'm not sure how well it's going to record. Hopefully it does a decent job. But let me fire it up and I'll give you a quick peek on it. So if you have any questions about it, like I said, very solid bike. It sounds great, and for the price point, you're not going to be able to get a bike that is going to sound, look, be as maintained as well as many other ones out there. So if you have any interest in this motorcycle, please give me a call, a text, an email, whatever you want to do. I'm open to any kind of communication, and come on over and have a look at it, and we can talk bikes for a little bit. I think I've been mostly honest on this bit of a review that I've given it. So if there's any other questions you have, get in touch and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.